Now, a new Nukes Top 5. And your host, Adam. Hey, everybody. I don't know how many people will be on here. This is actually a longer one because this is his, I think this year-end review. So, probably seen some of these. If I've seen some of these, we're just going to skip through them. Because if I've watched them, they're probably on this channel. So, unless they're really good and really creepy, I have a few in mind that, as I'm saying this, they're really good. So, let's go ahead and stop that. Let's bring it up. Full screen capture on. Boom. Here we go. All right. I know it's a little early. Maybe I should wait a minute. We'll do this. Broncos game tomorrow, so I'll be watching that. May break my Sunday rule tomorrow and go ahead and stream because I hadn't been streaming very much as of late. Hey, I got a full-time job, guys. I can't be streaming every day. I get tired a lot. It's like work. It really is like working two jobs. This is a lot of effort. So if people tell you streaming's easy, it ain't. It is not easy. I mean, it is at times. Sometimes it's easy, but a lot of times it's a lot of work. So, yeah. And on the flip side of that, that's why I really appreciate everybody. I'm kind of cold. I might get my jacket on here. Hold on. It took me forever to set up the stream. I got my Twitch. I think I got my Twitch fixed. It's posted like the same stupid title and tags for like the last. Let me turn the heater on too. Oh, I need to water these plants. The cats tried to destroy them. They almost destroyed one. The other one's pretty good. I managed to destroy the third one at some point because I kept forgetting to water them. But then we got the cats, and I brought them down here. So I think about them all the time now because they're right in front of me. So they should make it. But I do need to water them. All right. Enough about my plants. Be sure, if you haven't, share this out and subscribe and follow. And get your friends and family to do the same. I have an ambitious goal of 200. Not going to make it there if I'm not doing my job and streaming more often. So I'll try to do that. I might, again, break my no streaming on Sunday policy tomorrow and stream something. Depending on how I feel, just remember the Bronco game's on tomorrow. So I'll probably be back a little later to stream. All right. Enough. Let's do it.
A woman named Jessica says that she has recently purchased a fun playhouse for her daughter that looks very similar to their own house, complete with its own motion-sensing doorbell camera.
For a house tour.
That's creepy.
I'm gonna show
By the way.
door, okay?
Hey, Theory. Welcome to the stream.
Camera like our front door.
Okay. Just starting out. You haven't missed anything. Yet. I did get my Twitch stream fixed. Or the settings fixed. So the titles and everything should start updating. I know the last three have been the same. But they drop off after 7 days anyway, so who cares? I was going to say something else to you, bro. I can't remember. Anyway, welcome back.
But since then, things around their house have gotten a little spooky. Jessica's daughter says that she sometimes sees a quote-unquote...
I remember. If I've seen these, or remind me if I've seen them on the channel, or if you've seen them on this channel, I'll skip these videos. This is an hour-and-a-half video. This is best of the year. So, Yeah, I'll just skip through some of these probably.
Scary guy in their house.
Uh-oh.
What guy? The guy. The guy is at the guy. Can we go together? Yeah. Do you want to open the door or you want mommy to open it? I want mommy to open it. Okay.
That's never a good sign.
He's in there. The guy? Yeah. He's scary. He's scary? I'm scared. It's okay.
So he came with the house. It's all right. You just have a new neighbor. It's all good.
Jessica's daughter claims that the scary guy is in her room.
Okay,
But
don't
Jessica
interact.
doesn't see anyone.
By the
or
way,
anything.
do not interact.
She just dismisses the whole incident as likely being her daughter's overactive imagination.
I
But then,
don't
a few
remember
minutes
if I've
later,
seen this one. We're going to play it.
something happens that absolutely freaks Jessica out. Jess is sitting in her living room when she suddenly receives a motion alert. Not from her own doorbell camera, but from the one on her daughter's little playroom house. When Jessica checks the notification, what she sees is like something right out of a horror movie.
I'm like looking at that chair in the dining room. What's that green light on the... That's weird. Oh. The door's opening. Door's caving inward. Is that her daughter in there, or is that somebody... What is that? Why? What? Looks like a girl that's in there. Is she gonna be looking at us? No. Is that just a torso of something? Okay, that might be a real object. It looks creepy. Oh, third time's a charm. That's it? The door moves? Okay. It's enough. I mean, definitely all of this could be faked, by the way. Those Ring cameras and those Ring doorbells, you can remotely ring those. Okay. So just having the... I mean, that could be air moving around in there. I'm just saying. The hair moving on the mannequin. There's supposedly nobody else in the room, though, right? I'm guessing. This is a long clip. She doesn't see the door moving on its own when she goes in there. That's confusion, yeah. She doesn't know what she's looking at yet. She's like, what is happening?
Now a note on this clip. This is not a motion camera that pans around the room on its own motor. This camera is actually attached to the playhouse door. So this back and forth motion means that the playhouse door is actually opening and closing. But it gets even weirder, because the camera repeatedly catches a little playtime mannequin head in the corner of the playhouse.
Yeah, at first that freaked me out. That freaked me out.
By some unseen force, and then just suddenly drops back down. After this, Jessica has had about enough. She says that she took down the little playhouse, but her daughter still sometimes says that she sees the quote-unquote scary guy back in their house.
Well, you got to get rid of the playhouse. It's got to leave the house. Like, you can't keep it. You can't keep the house in your house. That's when it started. It's definitely the house. Get it out. Leave it. What are you doing? I bet as soon as she gets rid of that house, like, donate it to Goodwill or something. I bet as soon as you get rid of it, the scary guy leaves too. I'm not saying that it will 100%, but that's your best bet initially without calling a priest.
Old daughter Lily secured in her car seat in the back. While driving along a lonely road in Utah, Jennifer lost control of her SUV and crashed off the side of a bridge, flipping her car.
Yeah. Yeah, no, and I mean, that's the crazy part, right? You go to Walmart, right? And you get a playhouse like that. Nobody's owned it before. Nothing at all wrong with it. You get it out of the box, you set it up, and it has that Ring camera, all of that, right? First of all, why would you have a Ring camera inside your house? Anyway, that's a whole other discussion. But that thing could be haunted. You could be bringing that in, and it's never had anything, you know. But then you have the obvious dumbasses. By the way, there was a guy who, I don't remember when we saw the clip, or yeah, I think it was on the Mod Tricka one I did maybe Thursday, where the guy had found a voodoo doll by the riverbed and thought, cool, I'll bring that into my house. And then all this weird stuff started happening. I'm like, you're an idiot. No. I don't know if we need to have a class in this or we need to teach it. Like, yeah, like, you don't know not to touch that or have anything to do with it? You brought that on yourself. That's all I got to say.
Upside down into the freezing water of the Spanish Fork River. Most of the car was submerged in the icy water.
I've seen this one. Yeah, she died. But they were hearing the voice of the mom calling out to save the baby. Yeah.
Paranormal enthusiast James White has a very
Hold on.
Lambton house.
Okay. So that last one, I know we watched on this. Yeah, it is theory dead on, man. It is psychotic a little bit. Like, I don't know how you can't know. I mean, maybe you just don't believe in any of that. You've never experienced anything like that before. Well, no, that's not true. I have experienced some things that I believe were paranormal. Very few things in my life, though. I think God has protected me and prevented most of that my whole life. Praise be to God, the Most High God. All right. But I've talked about it on this show before of how I was at a friend's on the other side of the state. I was staying at his house, and it sounded like some plate was being dropped off or scraped off into the sink in the kitchen. And I thought it was my friend who'd come out to drop his dishes off because he went to eat in his room to go to bed because he works really early in the morning. So I head out there, and my wife heard it too. She followed me out there, and nothing. There weren't even dishes in the sink. It was clean. There was nothing anywhere. So I don't know what caused that or why. It's very strange. And then two other things real quick because I'm mentioning it again. Another thing that happened in that house is like I was walking from this. There's this little living room area. There's a nice kitchen with like a bar around the outside of it. So I'm walking, I come out of the kitchen, I walk around, and he's got couches like in a U shape and then the TV So I'm walking between the back of the couch, the U, and the bar, and I'm looking out. It's night, and I see this reflection, but it looks like there's something in the reflection that just turns and walks off to the side. And I thought, that's weird. And then I was like, oh, yeah, I'm walking. Of course the lights are moving. Yeah, it must have been something like I shifted a little bit. So I was like, let me see if I can recreate it. So I walk around and do it again. Nothing. And I'm like, well, let me move side to side. Let me go back and forth. I could not make the thing happen again. I don't know. Just something small. Maybe I imagined it. I can't imagine that, but it looked real to me. And then the other thing that actually happened in this house that I'm in, I think it was Halloween, like maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I saw a light flickering on the other side of the neighborhood, and I thought, boy, that's kind of weird. Usually lights don't flicker. Like, it was not a garage light, but it was like a porch light that was really kind of, and it was very sporadic and random, like almost like Morse code typing of thing. And I thought, oh, that was weird. And so then I'm driving closer to my house, and all of a sudden I see another one doing it, and I'm like, that's weird. I drive past that one all the time. I've never seen it do that. Maybe it's burning out. We got a couple of burning out lights. I didn't think too much of it. Then I get home. Nothing. I don't think anything happened that night. But the next night, lights started flickering inside of my house. One in our living room, one in the kitchen. And I thought, boy, that's weird. Our lights haven't really. The one in the kitchen is kind of done off and on because we have dimmable bulbs in there, and it's not a dimmable light. And when you do that, things can happen like that. So I didn't think too much of that. But then the living room one started doing it. I was like, that's weird. This one almost never does it. And then I come down here to the basement, and this light right outside in the hallway all of a sudden started flickering. And I'm like, okay, nope, this is something's going on. I immediately prayed about it. I immediately called for God to come in and intervene in the house. And immediately it stopped. I have not changed that bulb since then. That same light's still in the hallway. I haven't changed it since that happened, and it's never flickered once since then. I thought it was really weird too. Now, I can tell you that that was a real paranormal event for me. I own the house. I know I didn't do anything to the lights. I know, as far as I know, they didn't do anything weird when they sold me the house. I put that light bulb in initially a few years ago. This is one of those, lights that last for years. So I know there's nothing funny with it. So I know that was an actual paranormal event. But me telling you that, even if I showed you video of that happening, you wouldn't know if I was faking that. That's what I'm saying. So thank you for listening to that story. And I know I think I've told all of those on here before. That's all the paranormal stuff that's happened to me in my life. That's it. So not a big thing there, but too bad everybody else missed it. I had a lot of people on Friday night. I should have streamed a game or something. I was just really tired though. I need to do a better job of going to sleep and getting rest every night. So I'm going to try to do that this week. I'm on call, so who knows what the schedule will be like. The week after this will probably be the first real week of being able to do that, though. Let's continue on. I've gone too far.
Paranormal enthusiast James White has a very spooky business. He professionally arranges and hosts seances in allegedly haunted and abandoned buildings in Toronto, Canada.
What
James is hosting a
an
seance at the historic
idiot.
Lambton House with a group of curious participants.
Oof.
The Lambton House is a former inn that was built in 1860.
Yeah, I'm going to say on this channel one more time, don't do this.
And it is said to be extremely haunted. Now James White and his group are about to witness something absolutely terrifying.
Is it a person? If so, give me a sign. Are they in this room?
Okay, I'm going to say this too because I feel like maybe not everybody who will watch this video understands what we're looking at. We're seeing a room in night vision. There, at least everything that I've ever seen for night vision, it either looks green like this, like a green, and it's almost always black and white. But more often than not anymore, the night vision lights look just like this. So the room that they are sitting in right now is completely dark. We're getting a bonus view of this as if we had light on.
Is it a male? Hey, hold it back. His chair tipped backward. Why did you chair it back? It's not moving. Oh. Something just pulled. Yeah. Keep your hands together. Keep your hands together. Did you grab them as soon as he fell back? Do not break. Okay, really? They did break when he fell, though. He went that far back. Okay, so did somebody actually pull your chair? Yeah, like he tipped backwards. Yeah. Somebody pulled your chair? Yes.
While in the middle of a seance, one participant is forcefully yanked backwards out of his chair by an unseen force.
Okay. That one's a little harder to fake. But these people who run seances and I'm going to say, and I'm trying not to offend gypsies and damani, but let's be a little honest here. Gypsies and damani, they're a little bit of a charlatan. Can they have real stuff happen? Sure, absolutely. But a lot of times they are con artists and fakers, and they're just out for, these people paid good money, by the way, to be here. So to arrange somebody being in a chair that gets pulled, yanked back like that, two things could happen. Either he did know that that was going to happen, or and he's a great actor, which for people who are like that, absolutely could hire somebody like that. Either way, I think they had something tied to the chair and just pulled it back in the middle of this. Notice how everything's arranged so we don't see the chair. We just see the guy, and he's the one that gets pulled back. Any one of these guys could have been the one that got pulled back in the chair, but the one that is obstructed by other people in the camera's view, he's the one that gets pulled. I'm not buying it. I'm sorry. I know it looks very forceful. It looked real. But that's the whole intent of a con, is to make something fake look real.
Is it a male?
The door behind me was open, and I had my partner sitting beside me, and
I hate that word.
the door was open.
I don't know what other word he's supposed to use, but I don't. Usually when I hear the word partner, I kind of cringe a little bit because I often hear husband and wife couples use that, and I'm like, if you're gay, that's normal. You use the term partner, but it's just a little weird for me whenever I hear that.
Behind us, and
I'm old. What can I say?
Back there. but nothing was there. So we turned, and I looked, and I saw nothing. So I turned my head back towards the group, like the circle, and we're all holding hands. And then all of a sudden, I just felt like this force just come and pull me back, and it was like aggressive. It wasn't like calm, it was aggressive, like it was trying to kill me or something. I don't even know. My feet were like flat on the ground. I wasn't moving. I was holding hands with the people beside me, and it just pulled me. And it like felt like someone was coming up behind me, like standing up behind me as I'm sitting in the chair, and like taking my shoulders and like pulling me towards the mirror. It was crazy.
Fellow participants and eyewitnesses from the seance took to Instagram to share their stories about the incident. One seance witness had this to say about the strange event. I sat across from him when this happened, and it was fantastic to see. Another witness says, I was there. Another epic seance with @James White seance. So did James White capture
These
evidence
people,
of an unknown entity aggressively?
let me stop again. These people don't know what they're doing. They just don't. So I'm really trying to cut them a lot of slack because they don't know the danger that they're in. And it truly is dangerous. If this is real demonic paranormal activity, this is dangerous. And they're like, oh, this is so cool. They're kind of celebrating it. Just be careful out there, guys.
Grabbing an innocent visitor at the Lambton house? I leave it up to you to decide.
Is it a male?
A woman named Ray says that her family has experienced many strange things since they moved into their new home. Ray says that the house's basement is especially creepy. She says that even on warm days, the temperature down there is always freezing. And
I live in a basement I don't believe is haunted. My basement's always freezing. It's always at least 10 degrees colder down here. That's why I have a space heater down here. Now, granted, we've put new windows in. We've done some things to the basement to improve. So it's still 7 to 8 degrees cooler than normal instead of 10 to 15. So it's definitely improved, but basements are just colder in general. I don't buy into anything paranormal just because it's colder.
she says that she feels like something is watching her when she's down there. Even weirder, the family often hears strange, unexplained sounds coming from the basement.
That's more.
But things in their house get even weirder after Ray buys her son Andrew a creepy large Elmo balloon.
Oh, I've seen this.
See?
It took me until the Elmo just hit. This is going to be kind of a long video. I'm going to skip through a little bit here because this Elmo doll just follows him around the house. It is a little weird, but houses are drafty, and especially if you're saying your basement's cold, there's some drafts and some openings in the house. There are. So could it be somewhat of a coincidence that the airflow is kind of going to where you are? Yeah, totally. Could this be haunted? The knocks were a little weird. That was new. I hadn't seen that. So let's just go through. It'll even go up the stairs. That's the part that's a little strange to me, but not Now, we'll watch this last part because I think the light shuts off on its own. It didn't shut off the light. Did you hear it? That light actually exploded. Let's go back one more time. Yeah, there's a little flash there too. That light exploded. That light is not coming back on.
So now the obvious question is,
Does it look like it's walking up? That is weird that it looks like it's walking up.
But Ray says that her son is very attached to the balloon and refuses to let them take it away. So the creepy Elmo balloon stays. But Ray will soon seriously regret this decision.
This might be new. Let's see. All the other video I've seen before. But sometimes Nuke puts extra stuff in. Why is she going to regret it? Okay. If it's airflow, it's naturally turning on those corners. Naturally turning. What was that? The doors kind of swinging a little. Was there something there? Did we see something?
Did you see it? A strangely shaped forehead seems to be peeking around the top edge of the basement door.
That's
When
new.
slowed down, we can even see what looks like a bizarre set of dark eyes and the bridge of a nose. So is Ray's house haunted by an entity that is manipulating the
Maybe.
promo balloon? Or is it all just an elaborate hoax? You decide. If you see something that you think would be perfect for
The balloon part, I don't buy. That part, it seems like the house is drafty and it just goes. It's weird that it goes to where they are, but it could float around other places and just be floating. And we don't see that, and they don't see that because they don't notice it because it's not coming towards them. I don't know. That the balloon part's a little tough for me to accept as paranormal. The door kind of bumping and seeing that figure, that's tougher, but those could be edited in. I don't know.
Top 5, email me at 5official.
One more.
And be sure to fake account that she hears strange, unexplained noises coming from her son's apartment just above her. The problem is, her son is out of town, and the apartment should be empty.
Oh,
Police quickly arrive on the scene.
I think I've seen this one too.
Anyone inside? No robber, no trespasser.
By the way, this is the top videos of the year happening right now for Nukes. So there are probably quite a few of these that we've seen. So, but this is going to be long enough as it is. We're already at 35 minutes.
However, the officers do hear strange noises like banging and the low murmur of voices. They are concerned that someone might be hiding inside the residence. So, the officers radio headquarters and ask that a nearby public CCTV camera be focused on the windows of the upstairs apartment. What the camera captures is downright chilling.
Where is this? They're not speaking English. Does it look like two little kids are in there? Yeah, it looks like two little kids. They do move a little weird, and there's a third something behind them.
The CCTV camera captures the ghostly figures of 3 children looking out the window
Okay.
as the police leave.
And one motion's like, come on.
A security guard claims that every 10 years this same strange phenomenon happens, and no one knows how or why. He says that no children have ever lived in that apartment, so he has no idea who or what this might be. To this day,
that security guard has worked there long enough to know it happens every 10 years, so he's worked there at least 20 years. 21 years, because then he would have experienced it like that first year, then 10 years later, then 10 years later. And we're coming up on 2028 here in a couple of years. So, time to go investigate, right? 2028? I'm not saying we should do that. I'm not going to do that. But somebody might.
The footage remains a mystery.
2 a.m.
Shelter. YouTuber
Hey,
Tyson Pierce is a
Rolling
channel
Stones.
dedicated to travel, the outdoors, and basic survival in nature. But on one fateful day, all of his training is put to the ultimate test when something happens that is absolutely terrifying. Tyson is out in the middle of nowhere in Hawkesbury, Ontario, Canada, building what he calls a Viking turf house survival hut.
That's pretty
Tagging
cool.
along with him to help are his younger brother and his friend. The guys are about halfway through building the Viking hut when suddenly an urgent weather warning comes through on Tyson's phone.
Environment Canada has issued a severe thunderstorm warning. Mobile coverage area, take cover immediately if threat.
I'm pretty sure that's in French. He's in French Canada. His accent's really thick too. Yeah. Eliden de urgence. Alert of urgency. Yeah, I'm not fluent in French. I can just kind of guess at what's up on the screen, but I can see that it's not an English spelling of it.
But he and the boys are in the middle of nowhere with no time to get out of there. Now, before I show this in accordance with YouTube rules, let me note that absolutely no
one was hurt in this video.
But this
I knew he'd have
what
to say that.
happened as the storm rolled in.
Holy!
What the hell? Oh my god.
Holy sh!
I'm going.
Just go to the car.
Non, oui, pardon.
On peut pas se sauver, c'est d'être là. Check!
Ouais, c'est son fait.
Check!
C'est son fait.
Elle s'en vient, reste en dedans.
Non, non, non.
En dedans, en dedans. Non, on peut pas, il est trop tard. En dedans. Reste en dessous! Tornado! Tornado!
He's not wrong.
Stay low! Stay low! Stay low! Stay! Stay!
He's right on the money. By the way, in here, he's right. Because one, they have a little bit of a shelter, so the wind, if it passes quickly over them enough, it might lift that roof off, but that roof is going to shelter them. And it looks like he built it really sturdy, so it should do that. Not only that, but as I was looking, they had dug a trench in there as well, which that's what you're supposed to get into the lowest point for the tornado. So you're going to get into a trench, or if there's a gully by the road, like if you're out in the middle of Kansas, which is flat, they do have little like areas where the water's supposed to run off. Those are, especially if they're pretty dry, they're actually pretty deep, so you can get into those. And tornadoes should roll over the top of them, but they won't generally go into them, so they generally won't suck anybody out. It's your best chance of survival. So I think he's dead on correct in get into the shelter that they had built, get into that trench, and stay low.
No! Stay! 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 Oh, buddy! Stay! 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 Il est small ball!
Yep, and you want to link, and you want to make yourself as heavy as possible.
No, we're dying. We're dying. We're dying.
No! Stay! Stay! Bro!
Oh my god. Time.
And it's over.
Stay!
Stay, Miguel.
Stay! Stay!
Get her wings.
Holy You good? On you good?
Where is he seeing the tornado? Like, I'm not seeing anything.
S'il vous plaît. Oh my god.
Stay, please, God, please. They're good.
It's actually hard to watch. They think they might be dying.
On est good, guys. On est good. S'il vous plaît.
Now again, let me repeat that in accordance with YouTube rules, none of these guys were hurt. Because of the amazing stability of Tyson's shelter, everyone survived and made it out without a scrape.
See?
Tyson returns a few days after the storm to check out his shelter and the surrounding woods.
That's my cabin. 2 trees. 2.
This is not paranormal, I think. I think this is just a weird weather phenomenon.
Right there. That is insane. Oh, that snapped though. Snap. I need to clear the trees. That snap there as well.
The trees around the shelter have been uprooted and blown to the ground, but the shelter is still there. The guys are even able to find their bikes buried under one of the downed trees.
Oh, yes. Oh my god, no way. Our bikes are good. Wow.
Good spot. My bike.
Our bikes are good.
So Tyson's amazing
Awesome.
nature shelter actually
Awesome.
saved their lives. He considers it a blessing that they were all able to escape without injury.
Thank you.
It's cold outside, but you can keep warm.
I didn't even know that there would be tornadoes that far north in Canada. I guess Tornado Alley would extend up that far. So
A woman named Britt lives
interesting.
on a large horse ranch in the mountains. She says that lately, things around the ranch have gotten a little strange.
I think I've
Well,
seen this
actually,
one.
they've gotten a
too.
lot strange.
This is
It all
actually a really
started
good one,
day
so I may
when
let it
Britt's
play.
dog Josie just completely freaks out.
So, I'm recording this just in the off chance that no one.
Look, I know that a lot of people, it's like a dream house. You work so hard to get it. It's perfect. It's exactly what you want. Maybe you didn't even know you wanted this, but you get there and it's haunted and it's really bad. You have to be willing to give it up and move. I mean, I would try to clear it and cleanse it first. I'd get a priest out there, do all the stuff that I normally talk about on the show. If none of it worked, you have to be willing to give it up and move and just let it go.
Leaves me. Maybe I can catch it in real life of a freaking cemetery in my front yard.
Yeah, I have seen this. The cows start lining up. It's very weird. So, if I would have, I mean, all said and done, I know my wife and I would talk about that immediately. Like, there's a cemetery in the house that we want. No, thank you. We're not buying.
Room for the stories. You can really hear her work. Josie.
Dog's not up there. Dog's been outside the whole time. Just kidding. I think her dog really is up there. I think her dog's looking at the claws or something. Yeah.
And she's just been staring at that, and then she started barking, and she growled. And when she growled, I kind of like booked it.
Yeah. I think the door moves.
I just don't really know. 'Cause again, she's waiting for me to come in, and I'm just like. Like, what? What is it?
Okay. Here's a tip that I didn't know about, but I heard. This was on a YouTube's. It must have been one of these videos or something. A guy was having problems, paranormal issues, and called his brother I don't know if his brother was a priest but he definitely knew some stuff because he said, okay, he took the phone throughout the house, and his brother prayed through the phone into the house, speaking prayers into the house. And then at the end, he told his brother to get like a thumb full of olive oil and just put it above one of the door frames, just a little bit. So he did that, and his brother said a specific prayer over the phone, and all of a sudden that olive oil, not in the moment, like he left and then came back, like he went to work or something. So he came back like 8 hours later, and that olive oil was like around the entire door frame and dripping down, and it pooled in front of it. So God had blessed the oil, and it had multiplied the oil, and he had multiplied the oil. And a lot of the paranormal activity stopped after that. I thought that was a really cool thing. Just something to keep in the back of your minds for things to do.
Is it?
The dog starts ferociously barking at the upstairs bedroom closet for absolutely no reason. But little Josie's strange behavior doesn't stop there.
Well, now it's gone.
She has a private cemetery in front of her house.
Yeah. Yeah. The horses start looking. Yeah. The cows.
They literally just come and hang out here all the time now. It's a newer development.
It's a newer development. Why do you have a graveyard? What's there? See, what's really strange is those graves don't seem to have, like, names or dates. So I don't think they're people. I think this is a pet cemetery. Take that for what you will. But she has, like, the best part is when she gets DoorDash. Yeah, here we go. Here, one more. There's going to be 2 angles of this. This is the best part of it. Yeah, who wouldn't be creeped out by the cows? I mean, really, it is weird. It's just weird.
Thank you so much. Sorry about
Well,
that.
I'm out of here. See you later.
Oh, that's so interesting. Yeah. Oh, I'm so sorry. Yeah. Okay. No problem. Thank you so much. Okay, thank you. Have a good night. Oh my God. No, he's scared. He's like, oh. They're actually not mine. They wasn't showing up. No. No. They come hang out around here every night.
Okay, here's the weird part. She left her door open, by the way. The lights, did you see that? Hold on. See how the lights are blinking kind of randomly, and then one of them in the back?
Thank you.
I thought did. Maybe not. Okay, maybe those are set to blink like that.
Every freaking night, like even at night, they even come and hang out here, and they just stand.
See, I don't see any names. Hold on.
They just
I want to hear that.
stand. And
You left the door open, you let it in. What else can I say? It was already in there. The dog already had alerted to it. Oh, you can hear it now. Yeah, she's going to drop. I don't know what she saw.
Something sets off the alarm inside Britt's house, and as she carefully walks back inside, some unseen force seems to actually grab and pull her shirt. She drops her food in terror and runs back out. Britt says that she was too afraid to return to the house. She spent the rest of the night in the family RV that was parked outside. Off the wall.
I saw it. No new information on that one.
12 years old and was filmed with someone's phone pointed at a CCTV screen. So, obviously, it's complete potato quality. But the clip was so strange that I just had to include it in the list. Now, this video was filmed in the Ciudadela Plaza in Guadalajara.
Okay. I just got called out for potato quality video. I just wanted to mention, I'm trying to, actually, it was a stream of arc raiders that a fan had sent me. It was just a nice little 12-second. It was kind of funny of something I had said that was happening in the video. So the quality wasn't the best, but I'm trying to get a better quality, and I'll re-upload the short. I'll leave the first one up too, but somebody commented that it's potato quality.
Mexico. Through the years, many workers and shoppers at the plaza claim to have experienced strange, unexplained events. Workers say that they often hear a child running and playing in the dead of night, and many shoppers claim to have seen a little boy who then vanished right before their eyes. So late one night, after closing, security guards at the plaza spot a lone little boy running through the back hallways, all alone.
I think I have seen this one as well.
The footage.
Yeah. Yep. I've seen better video of this, a little bit higher quality. It's still not great because the CCTV footage is not great. But somebody must have gotten a hold of the actual. What the heck? Sorry. Let me explain what's going on. We have cats. They get rambunctious sometimes. I knew they were already starting before I came down here. I meant to shut that door to the bedroom because they were outside, because I knew they would wake her up, my wife up, and they did. So now she's kicking them out and shutting the doors. There's a lot of sound going on. But I can tell exactly what's going on.
The little boy seems to disappear right through a closed and locked door.
I guess this is the footage because this is about as good as I've seen.
Through the actual wall. A security guard is dispatched to go find the little boy, and things get even creepier.
Yeah. Is there something at the end of the hall there? It almost looks like there's something at the end of the hallway. What's he saying? Was there only one guy there?
The security guard unlocks the door and goes in, but finds no one inside the locked room. But the plaza workers watch in disbelief as the little boy's head appears again right beside the guard, and he seems to be peeking right out of the actual wall above the man's head.
Huh.
So could this be the little boy ghost that plaza shoppers claim to see?
Could be. Could be.
Think. Intruders.
See, it is weird.
A woman named Jeanette moves into a new apartment, but not long
I
after
have
is
seen this
suddenly-
one. This is not paranormal. Warning. This is not paranormal. This guy broke into her house, and you'll get to. I think you get to see him. And she's able to. She makes it out of her house. She's fine. Everything ends up being fine. I would put in more security measures, by the way. I think this was almost like a dream apartment for her too. That's the sad part.
Remember the friends?
This guy's psychotic.
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Did you see it? It was pretty easy to spot. Let me play that again. She's running out. Who opens the door?
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Luckily, Jeanette escapes unharmed. She calls the police and they check her apartment, but the intruder is no longer there. Jeanette says that the man was never caught, but it gets...
Oh, that's the worst. They never caught the guy. He's still out there being all creepy and crazy. Not all there.
Even weirder, because after Jeanette uploaded the video of her frightening experience, observant viewers noticed something very strange. As Jeanette is fleeing her apartment, something seems to open the door right in front of her, as if clearing her path so that she can get away.
Please get out of my apartment. Please get out of my apartment.
Jeanette says that she has no idea how this could have happened.
I don't know. I'm just as confused as you.
That's true. By the way, we saw the tornado one. That one was hard to watch. I was sad for those guys because they thought they were going to die. They really did. They believed it. And that's really hard to watch somebody who believes they're in their last moments. So it's really tough. This one's tough for a whole other reason, that somebody broke into her house. He was standing right there. She has video of the guy in her apartment. And then it opened on her own. By the way, I've seen this. There's more.
I have no idea what happened.
This is pretty good. So we're going to watch through it.
I think it's like a divine thing, or like, I don't know, a ghost, or I don't. Yeah. It's not easy. So it's not like just like the wind pushed it or anything. I think someone actually, or something, I don't know.
So now let's cut ahead to a few days later. Jeanette and her friend are unboxing some of her belongings as she continues to move into her new apartment. But her friend sees something that gives her the chills.
What? You saw a man in my bedroom? He was right there between the green table and the bed, against the wall like this. No.
Jeanette's friend says that she saw a man just standing in the bedroom.
Did you play the video for her of the guy? Did he look like the guy that broke in earlier? That would be the worst. Because at that point, I'm thinking there's a hidden passageway in the house. The guy's living in it, and he'd just come do whatever at any time. That creeps me out. That creeps me out. Oh, it gives me goosebumps and chills. Thinking somebody's living in the wall and can just come out and do whatever they want to. You could be asleep, right? They're just standing over you drooling.
Gone. A few days later, and again Jeanette hears some strange noises from somewhere in her apartment. What happens next is pure nightmare fuel.
I like the cat. Old Persian. Oh, cat's out. That's it. I've had enough of this. After the guy breaking in, I'd imagine she's locking everything and what about your cat, lady? Yeah, you can hear the footsteps. Oh, look at the bed. I think she noticed it. And now it's gone. I don't see anything on the bed.
Jeanette considers running out the front door, but instead she rushes into her nearby bedroom and grabs her pepper spray. But as she turns around, her blood runs cold as she sees something slowly make a deep
Oh,
imprint
you
on
can
her
see them
mattress,
form.
almost as if some spirit actually sits down on her bed. As she
You mean
runs out of the
stands
room
on
in
it?
fear, she
Look like
turns, and the imprint on the
footsies.
bed is gone. Jeanette says that she is now terrified of the weird things
I'll be
going on
out.
in her new apartment.
I'll be out.
She says that friends have been
It's fine.
staying with her until she can decide just what to do. Witchboard. A woman is doing a solo...
Oh, I don't like anything about what's going on in this video already, and I haven't even watched the video. All I heard was witchboard, so we're looking at a Ouija board, and she's doing something solo. She's doing a solo Ouija board. This is as bad as when the guy picked up... Yeah, there it is. This is as bad as when the guy picked up the voodoo doll by the riverbank and brought it home. This is just as bad.
She believes inhabits the home. But as she conducts her to
Hold on.
contact a spirit named Brenda that she believes inhabits the home. But as
Okay.
she conducts her Ouija board session,
I don't think
she
I've seen
begins
this
to
one.
suspect that she might be in contact with something much more sinister.
Am I
Oh,
feeling,
demonic.
or am I speaking with the devil right now through this Ouija board? It is not Brenda. You've just said it's Brenda. It's not Brenda, is it?
Oh, calling it out. Well, that's who you need to call on now.
I'm trying to take deep breaths. Who is...
I know I haven't been debunking these as much. That one on the bed, that one's harder to debunk. Two kind of depressions, that's hard to fake. I mean, you could do it. I mean, movie magic, editing, stuff like that. But the guy in the apartment, that's not, that really happened to her. There was a guy that broke into her apartment and was there. I don't believe that was paranormal.
Who am I communicating? I'm losing my... Who am I communicating with through this board?
Did she not know it was bleeding?
Right now. Oh my god. The demon, it's trying to say. I know I've got no tissue, but my nose is bleeding right now. The body's moving. Oh my god, right, that's it. I'm done. I'm off. I'm sorry, guys.
She hears a strange sound from the floor above her and her nose starts to bleed. But still, she decides to continue her session. Suddenly, the Ouija board flies
All
off the
this
table,
is
and
bad. Like,
finally,
all of it's
she
bad.
decides
I don't know
that she
why.
has had about...
Look, I don't know why you don't mess. You don't reach out. You don't communicate with things. And obviously she doesn't understand what she's doing. To be honest, none of us really do. As Christian as most people are, or even as people are. I hear tales all the time, real or not, every time the witches, they cast a spell or whatever, it doesn't go exactly the way they want. It never seems to go exactly the way they want. It always goes wrong in some way. It rebounds on them, and it's never good. So don't mess with any of it.
Enough. And she just gets out of there. The White Lichen Bothy. If you hike an hour into the remote countryside of Scotland, you can find the old...
So nothing in that last video actually proves anything paranormal. It's weird she got a nosebleed, but literally could be coincidence. There's so many videos and so much footage out there. It was bound to happen at some point, sometime. And whatever the pointer is, I don't remember what the pointer on the Ouija board, the thing she's touching that communicates. Whatever that thing is, flying, she was touching it, she could have easily flung it again. Now, she does act really scared, like she doesn't know what the heck's going on when that happens and gets the heck out of there. First of all, that's smart if it's truly doing that. But also smart if you're faking it because, I mean, guys, watch my video. Click like, you know. They're faking you out. I don't know.
18th century White Lagan Bothy, a mountain cabin that's free to use for travelers. The creepy old cabin has no electricity, no running water, and perhaps most disturbing of all, there are no locks on any of the doors. Over the years, hundreds of travelers have visited the White Lagan Bothy, and many of these visitors claim to have had strange, unexplained experiences while staying there.
Yeah, I would not.
Outdoor and travel YouTube channels have visited the White Lagan Bothy as well, and most have experienced at least something a little weird while staying there.
I'm really quite scared of it staying here, to be honest. I'm sure it'll be fine.
Are you alone?
I'm sure it really will be.
Let me reiterate something else that I quite often say on this channel. Don't go alone. Don't go by yourself. Don't. What? I don't understand. This is starting to make me actually angry. The amount of times people are alone doing something somewhat dangerous. I mean, there are no locks on any of these doors. Now, they did say no lights or running water, but I do see a light bulb hanging there. That's weird. Maybe that's like one of those battery-operated lights that, or has solar battery, and would last for 8 to 10 hours on battery life until you either need to recharge it or change the batteries. So she could have hung that herself, and it could be like a pole light. But it might actually be real light. But, I mean, nobody paying an electric bill, I bet the electricity's cut off. So if that is a light in there, it doesn't. This would not have electricity. So I understand that. So the candle she's lighting, she's putting them in the candle holders on the wall behind her next to the window. She has her sleeping bag on the little cot they have. And like if you're out if you know this place exists and you're out kind of in the middle and it's getting a little late, you don't think you can get back to your car, you've gone too far, you just get caught out there, maybe some weather's coming in, and you don't want to risk going back to the car that night, I can see chancing a stay here. But I would definitely put something behind the door to wedge it shut, because anyone can come in there in the middle of the night. You could be sleeping and anyone's there. This is not a great situation. You're risking your life and you're alone. You're alone there. Have at least 2 of you. It would be better with 3, 4, 5 people. You could totally do that here.
Fine.
Again, let me stress that all of the following videos were recorded by travel and outdoor channels. None of these people are ghost hunters, and in fact, every one of these YouTubers say they don't even believe in ghosts at all.
I heard something move outside.
But they also can't explain what they experienced at the White Lagan Bothy.
Today, I'm going to be staying in a bothy in Scotland for the first ever time.
First up, seasoned solo traveler Ruth Asling spent a night in the old Scottish cabin, and she found it a bit unnerving.
She does this by herself.
So, I don't know why I'm feeling a little bit anxious, because I've stayed in a camper van so many times in different countries. I feel like here is...
But there's a lock on the door, right? And you probably cover up the windows and stuff, so anybody coming around from the outside, they're not going to know how many people are in there, or what's in there, what the situation is. That makes it a lot harder, and it's a deterrent for somebody to come in and bother you. Somebody could have been stalking this place, right? Anybody going missing from here?
Just so remote, and to get away, you have to hike over 1 hour. to get back
Oof.
to the camper van. So maybe that's why. And also there's no locks. So on my camper van, I always lock the doors. Maybe that's also why. I don't know. Oh, God. I'm hearing some strange noises. I don't know if it's maybe a mouse or it's the chimney. It feels really weird without curtains because I feel like someone could be standing outside and looking in the window. I don't know. I feel really scared. I don't know why. I just feel really nervous.
Ruth stays the full night at the cabin, but she doesn't exactly get a restful sleep.
Last night I was a bit scared. There were some strange noises and I had some earplugs with me, so I put them in to block out the strange noises. God, I'm still hearing weird noises.
Throughout the night, while completely alone, Ruth keeps hearing bizarre noises that creep her out. And oddly, she decides to just ignore the strange sounds and put in earplugs, which kind of seems like a bad idea when you're staying all alone in a cabin in the middle of nowhere, and there are
This
no
woman
locks
is stupid.
on the doors. But to each their own.
Bye-bye, Buffy.
Next up, a camper that
Good
goes
thing
by the
you're
name
still
Happy
alive.
and says that he does not believe in ghosts or the paranormal, has a similar creepy experience.
That
bed for the night.
dumb.
Gonna get
And again, another dude, alone, killing me, guys. You're killing me.
fire on when it gets darker. This will probably be me for most of the night now. I just get my music on, enjoy this beautiful fire, then get back outside tomorrow in my hammock. I got one of them water filter straws, and it comes with 2 little bags as well, so you can attach the straw to that. But I've not got to use. Maybe this is the guests. There was no one there. I don't know if that's just people with me or something. I don't know if that's something they do. But I don't think it would be that family. It was just a dad and his daughter and son. Oh well, we'll see. It was just knocking on the door again, and then I went out, but there was no one there, so I don't know what's going on, but I've heard of any haunted bobbies or anything. I've never had weird shit. Just wanted to...
You can tell he still doesn't believe it's happening to him, and he still doesn't believe it. Maybe somebody is messing with him. I mean, that definitely could be happening.
Nice little bobby night. If you've watched all my videos before, you know I don't do like this.
That looks like a lock. And darkness.
This is going to be a fun night. And they're walking around in the other room, and then I go in there, and it just stops. Maybe I just tell them he's gone really loud and forget about it. Cameraman never dies, right?
The happy hippie spends the night in the cabin, but the next day, he still can't explain just what happened.
Good morning. Had a bit of an experience last night. Couldn't really explain what was happening next door with the noises, but I'm not really a believer in ghosts myself. It was a bit creepy, but I'm more of an alien guy. But if you are into ghosts and all that paranormal stuff, these are not the videos for you, because this is not what I do. It's not what I'm about. I'm just a happy hippie, hiking, living in nature, loving the world. I never have anything like this happen to me, so...
So now this next video is by far the creepiest footage ever.
I think he left a believer. It sounded like at the end of that, you know, it was almost like I never believed in ghosts before, and then the rest was left unsaid, like he now believes. I don't know.
ever recorded in the White Lagoon Bothy.
We're at a place called White Lagoon Bothy.
It was shot by Ben and Martin from the YouTube channels Adventure Outdoors and What's Not to Hike.
So we're in the Bothy. There's nobody else here.
The two men traveled to the White Lagoon Bothy together, and they experienced
At least there's two of them.
Truly terrifying.
Found the Bothy book. You put my glasses on now to find us a bat. So this is popular, quite a popular Bothy by the looks of it. Someone actually stayed last night. It was nice and tidy when we came in. So plaudits to whoever stayed here last night. Well done. Absolutely spotless. Oh, hold on a minute. I'm out. I'm out of here. No.
It's getting late when a door suddenly slams shut all on its own.
That was totally weird. The door just started to move on its own. And then it just pretty much slammed shut. I mean, Marty's out there. I don't really want to come back in. He's in bits. That was just the weirdest thing, wasn't it?
Now, the two friends are both skeptics, but they are still a little unnerved by what just happened.
He tried to push that door shut and it didn't go.
But that was genuinely terrifying. I shot myself. When it slammed, I just wanted out of here. There's something really... Because I say, it doesn't feel creepy.
See, and with two of them, it doesn't feel creepy because you have some companionship and you can watch each other's backs. You can both verify what's going on at the same, it's at the same time, and you have a little bit of protection if there's two of you. So, highly recommend doing that.
You feel like you're in the presence of anything. As I say, we don't really believe that stuff. There might be, stuff we can't explain, whatever. But we just don't believe in the whole ghosty, spooks in the night kind of thing. Just don't. But
what about now?
It's genuinely terrifying, and I'm going to keep that door. I'm keeping it closed.
Little do they know that things are about to get even weirder.
Well, folks, it's probably about 10 minutes after our ordeal with the spooky door closing over there, and we're
10 minutes?
trying to rationalise it. I mean, I don't particularly believe in ghosts, neither does Mark. So we're kind of thinking that it might have been just.
So what? Yeah, I know they're getting ready to explain. Just a draft, or because it did look like it started slow and then gained speed, which is generally like drafty behavior, not ghosty behavior. So I do agree.
Like the backdraft of the wind. I mean, there's a storm going on outside, so. Yeah, but I still don't believe it was the wind, but it's the only when the wind's blowing that strong outside, and there's no. It's the only rational explanation, even though.
I had to look on there because my screen is night.
I'm not looking at it. It's moving, right?
The chair is moving.
I don't know where to go. I don't know where to go. This can't be right. I'm not. It's black in here as well. I can't see a thing. So there's a chair over there, and it just started to move.
Fishing string.
No,
I often think of queso when I'm watching.
This is bonkers. I'm not having any part of this. That is moving.
Still moving? Even now?
It is moving. That chair is moving. Just leave it. Oh, Christ. Oh, well, I'm gonna drink some more wine, I think. Christ.
Yeah. That's what you want to do. You want to impair yourself
All the guy's stuff. That's not
with stuff going on. Don't impair yourself with wine or beer. Stay alert. And personally, I don't care how dark it is outside. Now, if it's storming, that's a little worse because it could be dangerous. But if it's pretty calm, even if it's a colder night, and you have to hike an hour back to your car in the middle of the night, I mean, there's a trail. I would just pack up and head out. That would be it. That would be it for me. Of course, I'd also be armed. That way, if there were wildlife or anything else, you know, you could be prepared. I'm not saying, I'm just saying.
Evil spirit stuff.
Chair sitting in the corner of the room inexplicably starts to slide across the floor on its own. And these two diehard skeptics suddenly begin to wonder if they might be dealing with some sort of paranormal entity. But, now a little nervous, they finish out their night stay in the other room and head out the next day. Now I want to point out again that the White Lagan Bothy has never been investigated by any ghost hunting team or ghost hunting YouTube channel. All of the footage shown here today was captured by outdoor explorers and campers that have never posted any video related to the paranormal before these clips. So it's
Just want to say that Nukes Top 5 is big enough that any paranormal team that happens to see this will now want to check that out. I bet it gets investigated within the next year. Somebody goes there.
the White Lagan Bothy haunted? And would you dare to spend the night there? Let me know.
Not intentionally.
A guide
I just
to the
wouldn't.
other side.
Look, I'm not saying that I believe that that was real. I mean, it could have been. Seems like different people go and stay there, and the experiences, I don't know why they would fake anything like that, because their channels aren't really about that. And it all seems to happen to them at this one location, which lends credence to this being actually paranormal. So, that being said, whether it's actually paranormal or not, if someplace is haunted, like, you know, before I was really more grounded in Christianity and, you know, really a believer, I used to think, you know, about doing, you know, ghost hunting and paranormal investigation, stuff like that. And there's the Stanley Hotel has been like, it's almost like a draw to me. Like I feel like I should go there. Or at least I used to. Now, as things are, I don't want to tempt anything. I don't want to bring anything up. I want everything to stay away from me. I'm not interested in having any more experience. No more light flickers. None of that. So, if somebody said, let's go to this cabin and stay there for a night, you go. Find somebody else. Don't go alone. But it ain't going to be me.
A young woman named Diana posted a very disturbing video to Instagram. In the video, Diana and her brother are watching as the police arrive at a trailer at the edge of their property.
One quick thing. I want to say, how many of these videos... I thought I would have seen like half of these videos before. But it turns out I've only seen like 3 of them. So this is all of this has been pretty new to me tonight.
Police are showing up for a wellness check after the sad, lonely man who rents the trailer has not been seen for weeks. It turns out that the man had unfortunately passed away inside the trailer.
I think I have, now I say that, I think I've seen
right there.
this one. Yeah, it's interesting. It's short.
Wait, they're going up to Tom's place. So wait, you said the light wasn't off?
Yeah, exactly. And I knew that something was going on. That's a lot of cops.
Holy sh**, the hell? Oh my god, they're calling.
They're coming in.
Are they calling something in? I'm going back over. What was Tom doing?
Is there like an app you can check or something to figure out?
Oh, Jesus.
There is an app, by the way. There's an app where you can listen to police radio chatter. I don't remember what it is. At one point I had it installed, but I never heard anything really interesting. So I haven't, it was like 2 phones ago I had it. But if you really wanted to, you could download it and you could listen to any police chatter from, I think, anywhere in the world. Because it has different, like you can just pick the city that you want to listen to or the precinct, and you can just listen to the police chatter from that. I find it very interesting, but when I used it, there was just nothing interesting. I never heard anything interesting. There is something weird that happens in this video, if I remember right.
Did you see it? The small shadow of a child can be seen lurking outside the trailer, seemingly lost and abandoned. But the police don't even notice, walking right by as if they can't even see the child. And then, suddenly, the small child's shadow just disappears. Watch again.
And it's gone. It's there, and
The
it's
figure disappears into thin air right in front of the police, but they don't seem to see anyone. Viewers of the video pointed out that there was another odd apparition in this video. Something that looks like the shadowy figure of a man standing in the trailer window. So a few days later, Diana and her father go to check out the trailer, and things get really weird.
Oh my goodness.
that screen door doesn't look great. Oh, this poor man. He wasn't living very well. Oh, a lot of alcohol.
Oh my God.
What was that?
What was that?
A crow?
Oh.
A crow died and fell down just then? That's weird. That's a lot of Tito's.
Whoa. Wait a minute. Wait, did this guy have a kid? What is this?
Oh no. Oh no.
So first, Diana's
No wonder
when
he's
a dead crow falls out of one of the cabinets.
Poor guy.
Which seems odd, as the man has only been deceased and out of the trailer for a few days. So, how did the bird get there? But next, Diana sees a child's paintings on the refrigerator. Her dad tells her that the man had a horrible tragedy where his young daughter passed away many years ago at a very young age. But the man kept her drawings and mourned her for the rest of his life, descending into sorrow and alcoholism. So, is this childlike?
Yep, got a clear picture of that. How depressing. I don't like that. That's the worst video of the night, I think. Because that's the daughter, obviously, if it's truly paranormal, that's coming to see her dad, who has just passed, and rejoining on the other side, I guess. I don't know. The veil is weird.
Shadow figure, the man's daughter, coming back to meet him as he passes to the other side. What do you think? Hunter?
Now, the things that I've said on this channel before, I'm going to give you a new one. When members of my family pass, and it's happened to almost every single one of them, it's truly strange. But on my maternal side, when members of the family pass, everybody knows they're dying when they are dying, because members of the family who have passed before us start to visit that person, generally in the hospital. And it'll be over weeks or days. And it will start with the furthest members or friends even, not even related. And then it will go down the line to the most closest relative. And that's when you know you're about there. Certain members of my family, and this is secondhand information from me, because I was never there when these events were happening, because I was younger for most of them. But some of the members of the family have also reported seeing angels and spirits of light, for the most part. So, do I think his daughter probably came to visit him? Good chance.
Or hunted. Nick and Ted from the YouTube channel The Hunting Public are out bow hunting on public lands in the remote wilderness of Missouri. Suddenly they hear something that sends chills down their spines. Now, let me say before I show you these clips.
I have heard this one. You two, whoever's on the channel tonight, you guys are getting a lot of personal details from me tonight. All right. I just wanted to say that. This is chilling. You're going to start hearing screaming like somebody's being murdered. They don't find anything, and they do call the cops, and the cops don't find anything.
In accordance with YouTube guidelines, no one is shown being hurt in the following video. There's absolutely no evidence that any crime was committed in this video or that anyone was injured in any way.
There you go.
Right, so, while Nick and Ted are hunting, they hear a gunshot, followed by some insane screaming. They immediately grab their camera and start recording.
You can't hear what they're saying either.
Now, Nick and Ted are in such...
Now, personally, you're armed, by the way. You're out there hunting. So, just kind of get ready with whatever you got and go out and investigate. I would go investigate that because you're in a heavily wooded area. So you can go even closer. You may not even see anything, but at least you get close enough that you could hear what's being said and what's going on. You could report it more accurately to the cops when you call without revealing your positions. Just be careful walking around. You don't make too much noise, snapping twigs. That stuff's going to happen, but if you're not close enough that anybody hears, should be good.
A remote area of the Missouri woods that they have no cell service to call the authorities. So, all they can do is listen.
Okay, again, this is one of the more creepy videos, and this is not paranormal either. I don't think this is paranormal.
Very not good obscenities to someone else. I've never witnessed anybody screaming like that.
I would have gone closer.
Something not good's going on.
I'm going to say what I think it is, but I'm going to play it one more time. Then I'll say what I think it is. Or at least some of what's being said. And then you guys can make up your own minds. So, I think what he's saying, I can't make out everything, but at one point towards the end, I think it's get out of my house. Get out of my house, you something or other. Right here. Get out of my house. You. F you, yeah.
Again, Nick tries to call someone to report the
It's hard to
incident,
make out for
but
sure.
they still can't find a spot in the woods with cell service.
We ain't got any service in here, so can't call the police and tell them to go over there and see what the heck's going on. But
Are they ball hunting? Oh, maybe they don't have firearms.
off a dang horror movie over there. I mean, we're just like a guy that's absolutely losing his mind over there.
At this point, Nick and Ted are totally freaked out.
Yeah.
They just head back.
Who wouldn't be hearing that, by the way? I would be nervous about it. But that's why I would cautiously go, because it may open up and you can use the woods as cover for yourself, but see what's going on and then be able to report that a little bit better. And your phones have GPS, and I think you can give actual coordinates, longitude and latitude, of where you're at. You can mark that on maps, even if you don't have service. And then you could tell the police where in the vicinity to go, and they probably could investigate that.
To their truck so that they can get out of there and call the police.
I've heard some stuff that I feel needs to be reported to the police department.
Okay.
I was hunting, me and a buddy were hunting, and at about 6:45, we heard gunshots, which is not uncommon. But then for 30 minutes straight or so, there was lots of screaming and just obscenities, and it sounded like something really bad was going on over there, and there was 20 or more gunshots ended up happening. I have pins dropped on a map about how far we were from where we think this was occurring.
There
we
you go.
didn't know what to do, and we had no service, so we're
that was well done.
to see if anything had been reported about there.
Days later, Nick and Ted provide an update on what happened after their terrifying encounter in the woods.
So after that hunt, you can see we alerted proper authorities, and the days following that event, I had some contact with the state game warden, and they told me that they found nothing on this situation, and they went in there, and there was nothing to be found.
Even though Nick and Ted reported the disturbing incident and even provided GPS
nothing.
coordinates to local authorities, nothing was found at the site.
See, that's why you kind of have to be a little brave and go a little closer. I'm not saying go right into the middle of it. That's why I'm saying be slow and cautious, but go in the direction a bit, because those sounds can carry literally for miles. So if you go like a half a mile in that direction, I mean, that gives police an even better starting point. But if you can drop a pin and say, hey, yeah, I was looking east or whatever, because I guess it was light enough, but these guys seemed to know where they were at and what was what, which direction was what. They could have reported that, I think.
There's absolutely no evidence that any kind of horrible event ever took place there.
You know, it freaked us out, and, you know, we really got unsettled by it, and we weren't scared that, you know, someone wasn't coming after us, but we had heard something that it could have been. You know, your mind goes to think about what could that be, and, you know, I immediately go to worst case scenario.
So did Nick and Ted just hear someone having a random temper tantrum or a breakdown? Was it just someone freaking out and maybe just shooting guns at a tree stump?
Possible. That's a lot.
Or
That's a lot of
is it
gunfire.
something much more disturbing? You decide. For the full-length version of this video, be sure to check out the channel, The Hunting Public. Sensing something bad. A guy named Nick takes care of his elderly grandmother who has dementia. One night while his grandmother is having an episode,
Oh yeah, this is the there's a couple things that happen here. One, something falls down, but then the cleaning robot, the vacuuming, I can't remember what that's called, acts really weird. At one point, it just starts following him around wherever he goes, and then at one point, it gets flipped over by something. I think I'll probably skip this one because I've seen it, and I think I've seen it on this channel. And something falls down from the fridge, too. The angel. Yeah, and it's in the back, so it's a little harder, but who knows? Who knows if they got mice in there and, you know, they're fighting or chasing each other or something and just happen to knock it over or running around. I don't know what may have happened, but things could explain it. Or fishing string, he's faking the whole thing. You know, there's just some weird stuff that happens there. So let's look at the next video.
Absolutely petrified of the kitchen. He says that both dogs sit and stare at the kitchen every night and often just refuse to enter that room.
I think
watching my show.
Same things going on here. Same thing. Yeah, and then it's just, this is the part where it just follows him wherever it goes. And that's not normal behavior for those devices. They usually go in a pattern. They go back and forth and turn, and if there's something in the way, they kind of move around it, but they do generally go in a pattern that'll just get the entire floor versus following somebody. But this thing is following him. Then it gets right here. This is where it flips, so I'm going to play this part.
Jesus.
Now, the Roomba following Nick around and
Roomba.
crashing down the stairs is odd enough. Because, well, they're just not supposed to do that.
Yeah, they're not supposed
But the
to.
Roomba flipping
When they
on
hit
its
the
own
edge, they
has
turn around.
absolutely no explanation.
That's weird.
Nick says that his grandmother found the Roomba in the living room and placed it back in the kitchen. He says that since this, the Roomba has just not moved again, despite having a full charge. But he does say that his grandma's two dogs are still scared of the device and often just stare at it. Night call.
Wonder if that's one of those things where that's the haunted object, so they could get it out of the house and everything would stop. I don't know. Dementia is creepy enough on its own. If you have a loved one who's going through that, it could be just the dementia on its own is creepy enough that it's almost like a real haunting in terms of a living person. They do weird stuff, like they just stand there. Like if you watch the whole video, that the grandmother is standing there for like 2 hours, just standing there staring at nothing, having an episode. And there's really nothing you can do about it but watch them and make sure they're okay. But, you know, they do weird stuff, like they'll stand over you at night and watch you sleep. They won't be able, they don't know they're doing it. So you could talk to them, even if they have a lucid episode, they won't remember any of that happening.
Late one night in
It's
Pueblo,
creepy.
Colorado, an emergency call comes into the 911 dispatch center. But whoever made the call hangs up almost immediately. The 911 operators trace the call and find it came from Imperial Memorial Gardens. Well, the weird thing is, Imperial Memorial Gardens is a funeral home, surrounded by an 80-year-old cemetery. And it's 3:30 in the morning, so no one should be there. Now, as standard procedure, the 911 emergency operators call the funeral home back to make sure everything is okay. And someone answers the phone.
Yikes.
This is what the 911 operators hear.
Hello? Hello? Hello?
I think I've heard this before.
There's a lot of static, and a quiet male voice seems to say something a few times, but then the call just goes.
It does seem like whatever he says, he repeats like 3 times. Says it the first time, repeats it twice.
Silent. Again, as part of standard procedure, the emergency operators send the police to check out the old funeral home. But when the officers arrive, they find the funeral home locked up and all the lights are off. No one's there. Now, I tried to clean up the call audio as much as possible, but there's just not much there.
Hello? Hello?
So, just who made this call? And
I can guarantee you they sent officers to the funeral home, and they checked it out and probably found nobody was there. But none of that's being mentioned here.
what do you think they might be saying?
I don't know.
A guy named Brendan has a YouTube channel where he camps in his van in some strange and sometimes very dangerous locations across the UK.
We've seen this. We've seen this on a different video, by the way, not Nukes. So maybe we'll watch this because, again, Nukes is a lot more thorough with the footage that he shows. He gives you everything and then lets you decide, so he doesn't edit it out. So let's see what if there's anything extra here. But I'm going to fast forward a little bit. He's in kind of a shady area, by the way.
Called Jaywick, coined as one of the most deprived towns in the UK. And I thought, as soon as I'm in the area, I just had to go and see it.
Brendan searches around and eventually finds a place to set up camp that is just outside of town and kind of in the middle of nowhere.
So, again, I don't think this is paranormal. And again, this is going to be one of the more creepier videos on here.
This'll do me. I'm alone, but I mean, there's no other houses around me, so it's not as if I'm.
So they call this urban camping. So generally what people do, and a lot of people have these channels, and I've watched a couple of these, but I haven't found any that have been great. So I watched maybe 3 or 4 of them on this channel, but nothing really that great. Now, I will say most of the videos are kind of the same in that they're out in the middle of nowhere. Fortunately, they've locked up the truck or the van, whatever they're staying in. But then, like, they'll hear knocking. Somebody will be trying to open a door handle or a lock or something like that. And either one of 2 things will happen. One, they'll give up. Maybe knowing that somebody's in there. Because a lot of times, it's almost like they're trying to be as quiet as they can, but they're making a little bit of racket. Or 2, they don't give up, and they smash in a window. So when I was watching those videos, I put I think I watched 5 videos. I put the under over at 2, so 1.5 broken windows, I think, or maybe 2.5 if it would be 2 or 3. And I think it ended up being over. I think there were 3 broken windows in that video. It was interesting.
Alone in a housing estate.
Brendan sets up his bed in the van and lies down for a night's sleep. But around 2:30 in the morning, things take a terrifying turn.
You can hear him. Yeah, you can hear him. You can hear him again. Broken window.
Right, whoever the that was has now gone. I'm gonna get out of here. Oh my god.
Don't even pack up anything. Just get out now.
Someone with a flashlight skulks around outside Brendan's van, trying the door handles, before smashing the window to get inside. Luckily, Brendan yells and sends the intruder running. He then hops in the driver's seat and just gets out of there. Brendan makes it out safe, but obviously is very shaken up by the whole ordeal. He decides to not only leave the town of Jaywick, but to drive all night, 3.5 hours, all the way back to his home.
I just, quite frankly, just wanted to go home. I was really, yeah.
It's like 6 a.m.
Mind space. After cleaning a little bit of broken.
Who wouldn't be in a good mind space after that happened? By the way, I wouldn't be in a great mind space there either.
Glass from my driver's seat and the dashboard. You'd be surprised how far glass goes when it smashes. I've been finding little bits everywhere, but the van was in no.
You'll find it in there for years too. You'll be pulling out those small little chunks.
Fit state to continue camping in, and nor was my headspace, should we say. So I made the long journey back home. I think it was a good 3.5 hour drive back to my house in Shrewsbury. Got there just before sunrise. Not a pleasant drive, to say the least.
Despite this frightening encounter, Brendan still goes camping in his van and posts his adventures over on his YouTube channel, Brendan Explores. Next stop, nowhere. 3 friends are on a summer trip to Spain, staying in a large high-rise hotel. One night they hop on the elevator to head down to the lobby, but that's when things start to go very wrong.
Yo, so this elevator is acting mad weird.
This is weird too, but this is a good video. There have been a couple of shows that have done something similar, but it's fake. It's make-believe. But one of the shows that I saw, and it may be a haunted story or I can't remember what it was, but if you did this certain thing in the elevator, it would go all the way down to like the sub-basement. And when you got down to that sub-basement, it would open up to a scene that was almost unbelievable. It was basically, I would describe it as hell. Dark, ashy. It didn't seem to have the heat to it, but when the people I think they had a flashlight. When the people in the elevator got out of the elevator and were shining the light went further than I think they were in a hotel, than where the basement walls should have been. It just went out into darkness. Like it was infinite. And the craziest thing for those stories was, not saying this is real, I just find it a creepy story that made its way into my head with what you're about to see here. But then, like, they didn't think, in all of these horror movies and stuff, you don't think about stuff, right? The doors close, the elevator leaves. Now they're stuck down there. Fortunately, in this story, I can't remember where it was, what show it was. I think it was a TV show. So it might have been Evil. That show, Evil. I think it's a CBS show. My wife and I watched that, I think, for the first 3-4 seasons, something like that. And just, it probably isn't something we should have been watching, and we stopped watching. Like, we're done watching it. It was kind of bad. But it's based off, like, I mean, it's all story. But there was a Catholic priest, a guy who was becoming a Catholic priest, a psychologist, investigator, and then like a tech guy who's just a skeptic. And they made this team that were put together by the Catholic Church. So they would have like 2 skeptics and a priest. They would investigate certain incidences in this hotel ended up being one of them. I think this is where, because it's all kind of coming back to me. But yeah, I think it was supposedly the top layer of hell, or maybe purgatory or something. Never really fully explained what was down there. And I think the tech guy got down there because, again, went on his own. And I think the priest and the psychologist, the lady psychologist, finally were like, okay, this guy did it. So they completed the ritual in the elevator and took it down. And the guy had been down there for hours alone. It was just a creepy scenario. I would never want to find myself in. Now, in this case of what we're about to see, I'll tell you, because I'm sure my mind's going to go through the same thing I went through the first time I saw this video. This is a real building, so I'm thinking there's probably a staircase or something close by, and you probably know where the staircase is. So at some point, I would have just gotten out and right over to because they have flashlights on their phones or whatever. I would have just immediately just sprinted, gotten to the staircase, and went about my day. I think the guy that got, sorry, I'm going back and forth. The TV show that I was watching, Evil, the guy was trapped. I think he went a little insane after that. I think he became more of a believer at that point. Because there was, I think as he zoomed out, stuff the guy didn't really see. There were full skeletons and stuff down in there. So it wasn't, you were led to believe it wasn't a normal place. It wasn't the actual basement of the hotel. He'd gone somewhere paranormally. So keep that in mind while you're watching this video.
We started a few floors up, and
see what I'm saying is, as soon as I could, I would get.
To 45 minutes later, and the guys are still stuck in the elevator.
I would get out.
Flicker and the
right.
temperature begins to rise from the summer heat.
Alright, so the power is out. The backup, yeah, there you go. The backup generator has been coming on and off. We've been having the time of our lives. And yeah, we're like cooking a life.
Now, luckily, the hotel does have a backup generator. But unluckily, the generator seems to be malfunctioning. And here is where things start to get a bit weird. Because for some unknown reason, the elevator takes them to the hotel's 16th floor, which is currently abandoned and under construction.
Oh, no, look, it worked. No. What is... So it's been doing this for a minute.
So, it's creepy. Might be paranormal. But if you know where the stairs are, usually the stairs are fairly close to the elevators. So, I just imagine there's like a hallway. I know it's renovated and stuff, and you might not want to go out onto that floor. But if you have flashlights and you're just going from the elevator straight to the stairs, which is what I would do, I wouldn't want to be trapped, or risk getting trapped in the elevator for another 45 minutes, hour, or longer. So what if the doors close this next time and that's it? Like, you're stuck in there for 8 hours while they're trying to get to you. I would totally get out here. I know how bad that sounds, but there are 3 of you. Stay together, go get the staircase, and just go up to your floor or down or whatever. Forget the elevator. Just take the staircase. That's what I would do here.
And there's nothing out there. No, that did something.
No.
What is going on?
Are we too heavy? Is there someone there? What the?
Did it try to close on him?
The doors shut again, trapping them inside. But a little bit later, and finally there's a silver lining, as the elevator power seems to come back on.
We're moving.
Fine. Thank you.
Where are we going?
Oh, wait.
Going back to 16?
No.
That's the same one as before.
Whoa. That was quick. Like, it beeped 16 and, like, immediately opened the doors. Usually there's a pause there while the elevator's lining up and figuring out where it needs to be, and then the doors open. Maybe at this point, I don't know what the better choice is. What's out on 16, right? But again, stay together. Go right for the stair. You know where the elevator is, right? You know where that is. I would risk it. Right? And again, you know, thinking back to that story, if the stairs are locked and you can't get out that way, and you try to go back to the elevator, and the elevator doesn't open, you're stuck on that floor. I would call somebody at that point, but I would stay right by the elevator doors in case it opened and then get back in. But I would definitely try to go find the stairs real quick and see if you can get up that way. Totally. I would totally do that. You could also have somebody stay keeping the elevator doors open, and 2 of you go find the stairs. I think 2 of you go out there at least, and the 3rd person stays with the elevator doors. And if they open the door to the staircase and it's lit and it's all good, that person, you go get the person for the elevator, you get out, you go, you're on your way. It's all, if it's paranormal, a lot of stuff can happen in there, but it's definitely creepy and weird. But I would have tried to get out. But these guys don't do that.
All right.
The power comes back on and the elevator starts to move. But inexplicably, it somehow just ends up back on the creepy abandoned 16th floor. At this point, the friends debate just stepping out and trying to find the stairs. But with the floor completely blacked out and under construction, they decide it's safer to just stay put. And now, over an hour has passed, and the guys are starting to get a bit stir-crazy in the hot, cramped elevator.
There you go.
Oh, he's cooking something.
What are you doing?
Yep.
I gotta pee.
Oh, you gotta pee.
It's making my bladder. I gotta pee.
You gotta pee.
Feel like a rapper. Let's go. I gotta pee. I'm holding my bladder.
Yep.
I gotta pee. I don't know where else I'm going. I gotta pee. It's making me mad.
Was there something coming up in the corner there?
Like Bowser.
Guys, this is probably the worst thing anyone's ever.
Now, shortly after this clip, power was fully restored and the guys finally made it down to the hotel lobby. They upload videos of their harrowing adventure on the elevator, but their viewers spot something truly chilling. Again, did you see it?
Yeah, there's something in the corner rising up.
Around while stuck on the creepy 16th
And they
floor,
didn't see it at the
something
time.
black seems to appear behind them and rise up from the floor. So just why did the elevator keep dragging them back to that closed-off 16th floor? And why was it shut down in the first place?
Yeah?
But most importantly, what is this? Let me know what you think. St. Andrew's Church. Stealth camper Chris from the YouTube channel Blot Outdoor Show sets out with his friend Mick on an overnight adventure to the abandoned St. Andrew's Church in Consett, England. The church was built in 1769, and it's been abandoned for nearly 50 years.
We're going to do a stealth camp right next to this old...
So stealth camping or, what did I say? Urban? Well, yeah, all the stealth camping is kind of the same. You kind of have a van. A lot of people do. I mean, it's a lot more common than you would think. There's people that have vans and stuff that just park in the Walmart parking lot and sleep overnight there instead of getting a hotel or anything like that when they're traveling. That's also stealth camping. So it's generally nobody really knows you're there sleeping or camping. And it's generally in places that you're probably not supposed to be.
Spooky, abandoned church. It's been abandoned since like the 1970s.
Now, it should be mentioned that Chris is not a ghost hunter, nor has he ever uploaded any videos related to the paranormal. In fact, he says he's a skeptic and doesn't really get spooked by that sort of thing.
I mean, I'm very skeptical of that kind of stuff, so I'm not going to try and condingo, use mandingos, if you know what I'm talking about.
Now, to make this even creepier, the church is surrounded by an old graveyard.
It's weird that he mentions that on the video. I'm not saying he's going to fake anything, but why mention it?
So Chris and Mick set up their tent amongst the graves and relax. Soon it gets dark, and then the two guys decide to take a peek inside the old church.
There we go, folks.
Couple things. At night, it's a little creepy, liminal kind of thing. If I was going to do this, I would want to go back in the daylight too. Like about an hour after sunrise, you know, when somebody might come around and you guys are already packed up, ready to leave, I'd go back in and see what it's like in the daylight.
Yeah. Well, like I say, I'm not scared, and I'm not one of these people that get...
That means he's scared, and he is one of the people.
To shiver up the spine and things like this. To me, it's not spooky, but we'll still have a look around.
I find it interesting. It's a nice old church.
Like I say, guys, it's been abandoned since the 1970s. Obviously, they must leave the door open now and again. I'm out of here. Sorry, guys. What the was that? Oh, I think Mick's filled his pants. I get skin in my dinners only be done these. I think Mick's got a lug of a jugger in his only padandies. You know what I mean?
Whoa.
Nice big hole.
That's the fastest I've ever seen you run.
The two friends hear a loud bang that spooks them enough that they need a refreshing cold beverage in the graveyard. But after a bit of cold beverages, Chris is able to convince his friend Mick to go back inside the old creepy church once more. It did not go well.
He's not happy about this.
I love how Nuke says it all the time. It did not go well.
Convince Mick to have one more look inside this so-called haunted church. Go on then, Schmick.
You ain't got full set.
Women. Oh well, I'll go on first. Right, you follow me.
I think that's only fair.
The first time we came in, I think we just let our imaginations run away with ourselves, which is easy when you're in the pitch black and you're having a few. Just leave that door open, Mick. I mean, I can see why people come here, Mick, and do the old spooky, ghostly tours and look for the paranormal readings and stuff like that. It's not my kind of thing. My kind of thing is sitting in a tent and getting mangled, spangled, and totally grim crankled. But each to their own, wherever your hobby is. Let's have a look over here, Schmick.
What is that picture? That's weird. Okay, that cross, that doesn't look normal on the left-hand side of the screen. That looks more like a cursed object. Oh, and it's a picture of Jesus. Okay. Was was a Catholic church? It does seem like an old Catholic church because the pulpit looks like some of that pulpit there looks like a lot of the Catholic church pulpits that were built in the older days.
Oh, sorry, guys. It's not young Chris. Apologies. It's Jesus Christ.
They went further, though.
Howard and Son. Milky buttons out. Yeah, milky buttons. What?
Again?
What the what?
They never got to that side.
Ooh, shut that door. What? Right. Guys, oh, I'm not one of these ones that get scared like that, but that's twice we've been in there, and twice I've heard about it. I think Nick's dropped his guts. I think he's filled his pants. It's alright, Nick. I've got some baby wipes in my bag. That was.
Did he really?
Another loud bang echoes through the church, and the two campers have had about enough. They spend the night outside in their tent and don't go back into the church for the rest of the night.
Good night, guys.
But, did you see it? Chris and Mick are completely unaware of the dark, shadow-like figure peering out at them from behind a doorway.
That looks like a post.
Their loyal viewers pointed out to them in the video comment section.
That looks like a post.
Chris and Mick are not ghost hunters, nor are they
interested. Sorry, it looks like a post with a knob on top. To me, it looks kind of like a shadow. I could see it that way, but when the eerie music played and I saw it in the video originally, I just thought it was a wooden post, like on a kind of like a guardrail. For some reason, they have on the outside of the door. I did not think this was paranormal.
Interested in ever making videos about the paranormal. So just who or what is this? You can watch this entire stealth camping adventure over on the YouTube channel, Blot Outdoors Show.
So the other thing is, why didn't they go back in the morning when it was all lit? And then I wouldn't go through the first part. I'd go further back into those other rooms, those areas back there, because I'm genuinely curious to see what was back there. I find it interesting.
Hiya. Hi, amigos. You all right? Yeah.
Cop out. Brothers Jake and Noah Bruce are investigating the old abandoned Liberty High School in the small town of Ohio City, Ohio. The giant 4-story school was built in 1914 and is said to be haunted by multiple ghosts. Visitors claim to have seen several spirits, including the misty apparition of a young girl, a woman in white who roams the school hallways, and even the sinister angel.
Bear with me, guys. We're almost at the end. I know this was a longer hour and a half, but I wanted to get something up. I was actually more awake tonight. I could have probably done some arc raiders or something like that. Maybe we'll do that tomorrow night.
Angry spirit of a man who took his own life right behind the school. So Jake and Noah find bits of paranormal evidence here and there. Strange noises and weird voices on their spirit box.
Dude.
At least there's 2 of them. Personally, I would never go do this. I've said it before, I'll say it now. But I'm really appreciative of the fact that there's 2 of them. There were 2 of them in that last video.
That was boom, 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 boom. That was running. That was running. Dude. Dude.
I don't know what it was. It doesn't capture very well on the video.
What was that?
It's blurry. Come on, guys. Get it together.
What the actual was that?
They don't find much evidence of paranormal activity. But later, as the 2 brothers split up and Jake goes to do an EVP session in the school's basement, something
They
happens
split
that
up.
is absolutely terrifying.
You know, I never understood that. Other than a plot device in Scooby-Doo is why the teams always split up. We can find more evidence this way. No. Don't do that. And here they are doing it. Don't go by yourself. Don't be alone. This place is huge. People could be living here.
Fine. But it's not what Jake expects. Not at all.
Jake!
So there, yeah, again.
Oh my God, Jake! Was that inside? Yeah. Shh. Get down here now. Now get down here, dude. No, you come with me, bro. That was on my level. Call the cops on my phone now. Call the cops. Call the cops.
Somebody's in there. This is not paranormal.
Get down. Turn the lights off.
As Jake is doing his investigation, real gunshots ring out from somewhere in or around the abandoned school.
That was gunshots. That was gunshots. Just sit down. Turn the light off. Where's the light? I'm at the old Liberty High School. There's shots fired. Please come here quick.
Are you guys in a safe spot right now, hiding?
Kind of, but not really. No, we just heard the gunshots right outside, and I ran up here, and then we hear them entering. Or it sounds like it.
Okay, where does it sound like the shots came from?
Outside by the north side.
Eventually, the local sheriff's department arrives on the scene to investigate.
Put your hands up. Pull a stick. Thank you all. Yep. We go over here.
You guys armed at all?
No, we have nothing.
Are you the callers?
Yes, yeah, we are.
So what happened?
Well, we're in
here.
We're in here filming a ghost video of all things, and I was kind of standing down here in the cellar, and it sounded like it had to have been like in this parking lot, just like 7 shots. So I ran up to him where he was up in the gymnasium, and we just heard like rattling on the door, and that's when we were like, yeah, we should probably call.
But now, this is when things get really weird. So Jake and Noah are outside, but their static cameras are still in the school and are still filming as the policemen head inside. The officers don't find any armed gunmen, but they do find, something.
Sheriff's office, security room, make yourself known.
everything turned to chaos.
I heard something, and then I literally saw something. I saw
You can hear the REM pod going off too.
There's nobody in there, but there's something in there. Are you serious?
For real?
Yeah.
Like, what do you mean? Like, what?
Let me just.
For real?
So right there on the second floor.
Yes.
We were looking this way. I heard pitter patter, like that, along that. What would that be? The east wall.
Yeah.
And then he hears it at the end of the hallway. And as I'm taking my light down, I see something go like dart across.
Are you guys dead ass?
Swear.
Do you have
And
body
we were
cam?
like, no. But we were talking about you guys. We were like, let's just black out for a second. So we went completely black in there, and all of a sudden we heard movement behind us, and we just ran.
For real?
Because there's nobody in there.
Okay. Dude.
I've never seen anything like that before. No. That's actually scared me. Good luck.
Damn. All right. Well.
Okay. You have 4 people there right now. Go get your stuff. Have them escort you in. Get your stuff. Get out. Done. Be done.
Oh. Great.
So, if you guys need anything else or hear anything else,
Yeah.
Preferably if it's a human being, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Well, we appreciate you guys checking. Thank you guys so much.
So, while Jake and Noah didn't seem to find any ghosts in the old abandoned Liberty High School, apparently the Ohio City Sheriff's Department did see something.
There's nobody in there, but there's something in there.
Something that they just can't explain.
dude, what the is happening? The cop saw a ghost. Yeah, I don't know. Guys, we're gonna get out of here as fast as we can.
How's their power? It's weird. So it's weird sometimes to me that there's an abandoned building. I guess it's a state-run facility, or somebody's got to be paying the electricity. Why is there electricity? Why is it on? How do they have those lights? It's weird.
Camera, run out of the damn building and say good luck and leave. Yeah.
The last.
That is weird.
Japanese.
That is weird that the cops said that and then bailed. Yeah, it's very strange.
Explore K from YouTube's Chicken Ball channel travels to the old coal
This is the last one, unless he has some funny, weird stuff at the end, which I always enjoy.
mining village of Yubari, hidden away in the remote countryside of Japan. Back in 1985, a disastrous gas explosion in the local mine tragically claimed the lives of 62 people. Today, the village is nearly deserted. To preserve the city's history, the local government built a museum and preserved the old railway station, along with passenger trains, wedge plows, and coal cars. The old train is said to be extremely haunted by victims of the tragic coal mine explosion.
That's too bad.
Now, it's already getting late when Explorer K arrives at the old preserved train station. His goal is to investigate whether any spirits of the deceased are left wandering the trains.
でこれ駅ですね。当時のこれが駅でホームだったんですね。あ、開いてる。本当に開いてますね。あ、古い車両となってますが、これ扉閉めますね。
K sets up his cameras and sits in silence as he listens for anything out of the ordinary. That's when things take a creepy turn.
Sounded like a door opening to me. I always find it weird they're in here. I'd love to see the door open and like a full figure. Just, you can tell it's dead. And then running at them. Tickets, please. You got your tickets? It sounds like it's right there. I don't know. That actually could be the creaking of the wood settling.
The explorer hears bizarre sounds coming from the train car as something seems to get closer and closer. Freaked out by the creepy activity, Kay eventually decides to just go home. But when he uploads his footage...
It does look very nice, by the way. It looks well preserved. Yeah, a little bit of the paint's peeling on the ceiling, and some of the seats, you know, some of the leather or plastic, whatever's covering the seats have kind of cracked, and in places it's kind of coming away. But overall, it looks really nice. Like, this seems like one of those stealth camping opportunities. You could actually probably sleep in this train car if it weren't for the weirdness going on.
To YouTube, he realizes that he caught something on camera that he didn't even realize. His eagle-eyed viewers spot something downright chilling.
戻って定点カメラだけ一応ね検証という形でやってみようと思います。じゃあ定点カメラの方で。
Now I'm really looking for whatever it is.
まあそういうスポットではないということで何かが映るようなものはないのではないかと思います。なんか音するな。いや定点をセットしたいと思います。
Did you see it?
No.
Kay walks through the train car. Someone can be seen seated on the right side. But when the explorer hears a sound and turns around, there's no one there. Watching the footage back, there was also no one there when he first walked through the train. Kay is completely alone. So, just who or what is this? You can watch this full exploration over on the YouTube channel, Chicken Ball Channel.
Well, that's it for this video, and it's way late. I am late for bed. So I am going to end the video. Well, should I get a palate cleanser for you guys? Maybe get something happy. Let's look for a happy video. I don't know what we're going to find. We'll just watch a little bit. We won't even watch the whole thing. Dun, dun. Oh, this looks like dramatic chipmunk, but it's actually a puppy. Let's do Daily Dose of Internet. We'll just watch a little bit of this. Well, that's the end of those, Vance. That's a buffalo. Well, I got it all.
Dog keeps stealing food from this farmer and always eats it directly in front of the security camera.
Come catch me, dude. I'm right here eating your food. And it's all the different stuff.
These otters were spotted chasing a butterfly.
That's cute. Oh my god. It's ridiculous.
I think this fish is broken.
Oh, those are bubble-eyed fish.
Sometimes an octopus will try and punch a fish just for fun.
Back in the day, I worked for Walmart. We used to sell those bubble-eyed fish. That's just the way they are. Whoa, that was crazy. What? Oh my god. The crap.
This
Oh,
is a hogweed
dang, that was
snake,
fast.
which is a harmless snake that likes to play dead. For some reason, this cow is trying to catch its own tail.
All right, that's a good palate cleanser right there. Just a little bit to get your mind right. Let me go ahead and end the screen capture here. That's going to be it for tonight, guys. Make sure you hit that notification so you know when I'm on. Be sure to like, share, subscribe, help out the channel. We're trying to get to 200 subs on YouTube by the end of December. Help me out in any way you can. That's all I ask. Thank you guys for watching and joining me tonight. Deary, if you're out there, have a good night. I'll see you next time. And that should be, well, we'll see. We'll see after I am going to go somewhere to watch the Bronco game, then I'll have to drive back. And then see how awake I am or if I need a nap because I got to be fresh. I'm on call this next week for my job, which I still have for now. So we'll see because I have to be rested up for the job. So if I'm doing well and fresh, I'll see you tomorrow night. Until then, be good to each other and have a great night.